Formatting the text and numbers on your worksheet is more than just decoration. In addition to making your worksheets look more professional and polished, formatting can help visually separate key sections of your worksheets and draw attention to important information. As shown in this worksheet, shading and borders draw attention to section headings and separate the sections, and bolding draws attention to totals. Let me zoom out slightly so that the whole sheet fits on screen. Now, here's the same exact data on another worksheet with no formatting applied. Not only is it kind of boring to look at, it's harder to spot totals, and you have to stop and read everything carefully to see where each section begins and ends. So let's take this very dull worksheet and make it pop a bit. Everything we need is on the Home tab in the Font and Alignment sections of the ribbon. First, let's format the title. I'll select the cell that contains it, and I'll increase the font size by clicking the big A button, also known as the Increase Font Size button. Notice the row height automatically adjusts to match this. I can also select a specific size using the font size drop list. If I make the font too big, I can choose a different size or click the little a button, also known as the Decrease Font Size button. Next, I'll click the B for bold on the ribbon, right there in the font group of tools. The title really stands out now. Now, with the cell still selected, I'll apply a colored fill to the cell with the Fill Color button and the resulting palette. Next, I'm going to make the title span the whole area containing data and select all of the cells to its right through the last column containing data, which is column J. When I click the Merge and Center button, found here in the Alignment section, the formatting is extended through all of the selected cells, and they're all merged into a single cell with the title centered within it. I'm also going to use the alignment tools once more to center the Sales by Division title both horizontally and vertically in its row. It looks odd sitting in the lower left corner of the cell, which is cell B3, but this solves the problem. I'll also bold the words and increase the font size slightly. Next, let's indent the city names for each division. I'll select the names in the US and click the Increase Indent button once. I'll repeat that for Europe and Asia too. Note that if I click the Increase Indent button too many times, I can use the Decrease Indent button to fix it. Now, at this point, we need to make the sections of the worksheet stand out from each other. To do this, I'll bold the content for each of the section titles in columns B and I, and the column headings in row 4. Next, I'll select the cells around and between the sections, using the Control key to add them to a single selection. Once they're all selected, I can apply a fill color to all of them. This helps visually separate the sections, making quick and accurate viewing of the worksheet easier. Now let's draw attention to the totals in row 12 by bolding them, placing borders on them, and applying a fill color to the cells to make them stand out. So with that strip of totals selected, I'll hit the bold button on the Home tab. And now, reselecting to include the heading in column B, I'll put a top border on the cells and then apply shading, a different color than I used to frame the sections. Now, to apply all three formats to the other horizontal totals, I'll reselect the cells and click the Format Painter. See that the button stays selected after I click it. It's on the Home tab in the Clipboard group. Notice that my mouse pointer looks like a little paintbrush. Now all I have to do is drag through one of the other section's totals. Notice that the formatting was applied based on the selected cells, and the Format Painter turns itself off. Now I'll repeat that using the European totals as the sample and format paint them onto the Asian totals. Here's a tip. If you want to paint formatting to more than one selection, double-click the Format Painter button. Then it stays on and lets you paint through all of the other selections you want to before you turn it off manually, which you can do by pressing Escape or re-clicking the Format Painter once. Let's not leave out the vertical totals. I'll select the first section's totals in column G, and then I'll apply the same bold and shading that I applied to the horizontal totals, and I'll put a left side border on the cells. Now I can use the Format Painter more than once by double-clicking it. With the Format Painter on, I can drag through the other two sections' vertical totals, and the formatting is carried forward everywhere I click and drag. When I press Escape, the Format Painter is off. Notice that the top border that you see on cell G12 isn't applied to the same cell in the European and Asian sections. That's due to the order in which the formatting was applied. It was done before the selection in column G was bolded, given a left border, and shaded. So now, to make the European and Asian sections match, I'll simply click in those cells and give them a top border. Now all three sections are an identical match in terms of formatting. Now the last thing I'm going to do is make a few more changes to that merged title cell. I'm going to give it a darker fill color and turn the text white using the font color button and the resulting palette. And finally, while most people stick with the simple fonts, Arial, Calibri, for worksheet content, which is wise when it comes to the data, using a different font for a main title like this can be a nice touch. With the cell selected, I'll click the font drop list and view my choices. I want something a little fancier than the main font used throughout the worksheet, but nothing too ornate. How about Cambria? It's already bold, so it really stands out now. Excel's formatting tools make it easy to apply quick, simple touches to your worksheet, making all your hard work look even more reliable and valuable because you took the time to apply a professional appearance.